Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. My name is Katie Carson, I'm the Duchess of Suds. Here at Royalty Soaps, welcome to the very final soap in the 2021 Secret Soap series, where all shall be revealed, and probably already has been, just based on my shirt. Now if you want this shirt, and you need this shirt, because Lord of the Rings is your jam, well, I'll leave you a link down below. It is from a small business Etsy, as is the headband that I'm wearing with all of the Elven script. It's worth you seeing up close. It's very cute and stays in place very well. We are giving away the entire Secret Soap series for 2021. All of the instructions for how you can enter the giveaway will be down below. We're actually giving away 2 different sets, one for people on TikTok and one for people here on YouTube. So follow the instructions so you can enter to win. And without further ado, let's make the final soap. Alright guys, we're gonna start by pouring our lye water solution into our oils. I'm working a little bit colder today because my fragrance oil blend and the additives that I'm putting in are going to speed up trace a little bit. And now I'm going to pour off my 3 fiery accent colors. So these are going to be really, really potent and really bright. I've mixed up some custom blends, that way this particular part of the soap really pops. And then to our base, I am adding 2 things, 2 different colorants that are going to make this particular soap turn, well, you know, the color that I want. And then into the base, I'm going to be adding our fragrance oil blend. Now this base color is very dark, obviously, so I'm going to blend up all the accents first, then the base. Now that it's all blended in, it's time to start pouring into our mold after this quick commercial break. Alright, so in goes most of our base. We're gonna fill these molds about 3/4 of the way full. Now we're gonna drop in some of our accent colors right down the middle. That's the only place I'm putting it. Gonna pour in one more swipe of black. And then using my spatula, I'm going to scrape out the last bit of our color, and I'm going to make sure that all of it gets in there this time. All right, and now that everything is in the mold, and man, that was one of the better batches that I've poured of this, I have to say. I'm going to wait about, 10 minutes or so, mix up our soap frosting, and then start doing the top. Okay, first layer of soap frosting. Have you ever seen me make this soap before? Because you know, it's kind of a weird soap frosting that I'm going to be doing on this. I'm not going to be using a piping bag, but the recipe that I'm using is exactly the same as my regular soap frosting recipe, and you can get access to that if you purchase the Soap Frosting Club box on my website. It has everything you need to begin your soap frosting journey and all of my favorite tools and supplies and glitters and stuff. So it's a really good deal. You get the recipe, you get a video with me explaining how to do everything. If you want to see some testimonials, you can head over to Instagram. I have a whole tab saved about it. And it'll probably blow your mind what people have been able to accomplish with just their first batch. Some really talented people following me here on YouTube and Instagram. So now I'm gonna take this popsicle stick, and on some of the areas that have more, I'm gonna just finish out this little bit here at the end. It really doesn't have to be like exactly the same all the way down. In fact, it's better if it's not. And I'm just going to texture this with my big fat popsicle stick and fill in these little gaps. So you see like this hole right here. This side looks pretty good, but there's a few holes right here that I'm just gonna fill in so that it's pretty even. And I'm also gonna make sure that the sides actually touch the soap so we don't have any gaps. This is typically one of those bars where we get a lot of air gaps in the frosting. It kind of just comes with the territory of the design, but I try to minimize it. And then after that's done and I know that it's all touched, I try to pull into the middle just a little bit. It does not have to be perfect. Again, flames aren't perfect. They kind of do what they want, but I still want the point to be, oh yeah, it's a little fire on top of the soap. And I don't feel bad saying that because, well, you know, it's the end of the series. The full reveal is coming right after we cut this, and I've already made this soap before. It is a dead giveaway to the series. Okay, so layer 1 done. Okay, so while my next layer is a little bit runny, I'm going to put some of it on top to fill in any of the gaps. I can see that there are some places where air will get into. We definitely don't want that, so I'm gonna put some of the more liquidy soap here right on top so that hopefully we fill those gaps in a little bit. Now, one of the reasons this is a more difficult way to put on soap frosting is because of bar weight minimums. All royalty soaps bars have a certain weight minimum. Like, we're not gonna sell a whole bunch of bars that are like 7.5 ounces and then sell a 6-ounce bar, because of course that's not fair to the customer. So when you do this, it can really greatly vary the weight of the soap, because it's not like a perfect piping 3-2-1 method. Like, this is a little bit more up to creative interpretation. So I'm always keeping that in mind whenever I am doing these types of soaps, is like, how high is this? I know that this one is a little bit more spread out, so it'll probably weigh close to the same, but it's not as tall as the ones down here. So yeah, it's just something I try to kind of keep in mind as I'm working. Okay, just gonna smooth it down, make sure that first layer is all covered. As you go up, it doesn't matter as much if all the layers are covered. It really is just that first one you don't really want showing through. When you start getting higher up, well, then it just looks more flame-like. It doesn't really matter. Okay, got that kind of done. So I'm just gonna texture. The next layer is going to be the one where we're going to start trying to get it like a little bit closer to the edge. All right, third layer, still kind of runny. Guys, I know I haven't talked a lot during this particular month of filming. It's so hard whenever you know you can't tell anybody anything about the soap. It like freezes up my brain and I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. If I can't talk about colors and ingredients, it won't remind me of anything else to say. I don't know why it is. Normally, I'll think of like stories and stuff to tell you because of something I said, like, oh, this yellow reminds me of blank. But when I'm not allowed to tell you anything I'm doing, I'm like, who am I? What am I doing? I don't know. Me just saying that reminds me that my best friend Caroline was like, Katie, you should write down lists of topics like you want to say. Like, as you think about it during the day and you're not filming and you want to tell them something, just write it down and remind yourself. Which is honestly such a good idea, because I always have like a ton of things I want to talk about and then I get all clammy and weird and I can't remember my words. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, because it's occurred to me I may never have talked about this before, I have hired my best friend Caroline. And when I say best friend, I mean since she was born. We have been friends since she was literally born. That's how long we've known her family. And she and I were best friends growing up, and it's never stopped. We both have had other friends coming and going, but at the end of the day, it's me and my boo-boo girl. So she went to college and got a degree and worked somewhere else, and she did not like it. And I needed help. Like, as Royalty Soaps was growing, I was starting to really need help. And she has like unbelievable skills when it comes to assisting and managing. In our friendship growing up, I was always the one that had like some big fat idea and being like, Caroline, we should do this. We should have this party and I know all the details and blah, blah, blah. But then she would do all the logistics, like where was it gonna be? Who were we gonna invite? Like, I just wanted to do the decorations and be the main character and have the party. Caroline wanted to make sure it all went smoothly, that everybody was well fed. And so like together, girl, we throw some good parties. I tell you, we be doing some cool stuff. So it was literally a perfect fit. And I've seen some comments from people being like, oh, that sounds like a nightmare working with your best friend, because what if something happens during work and y'all can't work it out and then like your friendship breaks up? But like, that has not been our experience. We have very, very open communication. I mean, I used to get comments all the time about working with my family. The same was like, don't hire your family and friends. And that has just not been my experience. We all have such collectively the same goals. Like with royalty soaps, everybody's main goal is the customer and then taking care of one another. And we all love people. Like every single person loves people. So because that's kind of the business culture or whatever, our family culture as well, we just have not had any big problems. Now that does not to say there haven't been some arguments. Every single thing that we had an issue with, we were able to overcome. We pushed through, and honestly, it has made us so much closer as a family. It has been the biggest lovely thing I could have ever imagined. Putting people first in all aspects really has helped us out. I don't know. See, look, there we go. Now I'm just talking again. I don't know why. Anyways, I started out by saying what an absolutely wonderful coworker Caroline is. She takes such good care of me and my mental health, and I have just felt so much more fulfilled on the day-to-day because she takes good care of me. And Caleb has done such a great job on the videos. I have seen such an improvement in the quality of everything we do. Honestly, I could write a raving review about every single person that I work with. I love all of them. They make me excited about getting up in the morning. I mean, I have tons of reasons to get up in the morning. I've got 2 amazing children. I've got an amazing spouse. I have like the most wonderful best friend. Okay, that's looking pretty good, I think. So now I can go ahead and add like one of the final touches. And that is to take a little bit of that oil and colorant that I have and just flick it on the top everywhere so that I can bring some of those colors up to the top. I'm also going to just touch very gently with some of this color because I keep like telling you certain colors and not telling you other ones, but I'm just gonna touch lightly with that. With that, that's the new thing. And then we're gonna texture this final layer. And I've gotta be putting in kind of the heavy amount of texture on the top here because this is the very last layer. I also have to make sure that I'm not making this too tall or it won't fit into our shipping boxes. And it's time, my lovely folks, for the embeds. Now, over the years, I found multiple ways to kind of add this in, and I found that the most striking way to do it so that it's super noticeable is to put it in on an angle and shove it in further than you would like to. You think to yourself, oh, it's hiding so much of the embed, but it looks so good when the soap is cut. And that's always, if you remember, how I'm having to think about these soaps. Not what they look like in loaf form, because that won't matter. The customer's only getting 1 bar. I'm also kind of looking to see, like, when you cut the bar, what's gonna be the most prominent. So I can see for this particular bar right here, it's very symmetrical. So I think the best place to put the ring in would probably be on the top so that you can see it the best. The same thing goes for this end piece. It's gonna look really good to have it pushed right into the top there. Whereas right here, we're needing a little oomph on this side. So I'm gonna push him in right there. All right, guys, gonna give this soap a little spritz with rubbing alcohol. That top color does tend to ash a little bit, so it's always good to seal it in as much as you can. But that's it. We are done with Secret Soap number 6, the final one in our series. So let's move along and you'll see it up close. And this is what it looks like up close, you guys. I hope you love it as much as I do. This is always such a satisfying one to see the cut up. We'll be back in 18 to 24 hours and we will cut them into bars and I will show you the inside and it will be great. Okay, after this quick commercial break. I've unmolded the soap the next day, and it was actually really, really easy to get out, and that always makes me happy because I love the corners to be nice and crisp and nothing smeary. So I'm just gonna line this up real quick, press down gently. I think I have all of the embeds in the proper place. This is what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, it really pays off to make sure that everything up top doesn't have any air bubbles. It just kind of creates the best effect. Now, this is your last chance to make a guess on the series. Again, I know it's kind of a dead giveaway for most people, but I don't know, maybe it's still a bit of a challenge for some. Leave your guesses down below for which soap you think was inspired by what item or what thing, because we're about to head on into the outro where I tell you all about the series. I tell you my inspiration behind all of the bars. And yeah, thanks so much for participating in the Secret Soap series this year. It's been a long time coming, but here we are. The Secret Soap Series 2021 theme is Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth. Now, the history and the backstory for this is really quite old. It's quite ancient. I wanted to make a Lord of the Rings inspired and Hobbit inspired, just generally Middle Earth inspired Secret Soap series well before I was even married. And I've been married for 5 years now, but there are a few that I'll be holding up and talking about today that were actually designed years and years ago, and I am just now getting to make them. We will go in chronological order. You guys can see if you guessed correctly. We'll start with the first soap. The first soap is Summer Strawberries. Now, Summer Strawberries is our Hobbit soap. It is fragranced with sugared strawberries, which is actually one of our best-selling proprietary blends in our diamond soaps, lotions, perfume oils. So, smells super good. That's why I was talking about it so much in the video. I had a lot of different Hobbit soaps that eventually I might end up making because that's the one that's the most appealing to me. I had one with a whole Hobbit door and stuff. It was just really, really time consuming for me personally. And this one I felt also might appeal to more people. I think it's really cute. It kind of goes with the whole cottage sort of like home vibe that is really popular. So I thought a lot of people would like it, and I really like it. I haven't done a strawberry soap in a while. And this is of course based on Sam and Frodo being at the very bottom of Mount Doom and Sam reminiscing and being like, strawberries in the summer being one of his favorite things about the Shire. My mom has always reminded me of Sam. We've always said that she's the Sam to my Frodo because whenever I'm like down and being like, ugh, I hate doing this, she's like, it's fine, Mr. Frodo. It's gonna be fine. I'll help you, Mr. Frodo. I hope you guys like it. It has the little strawberry flowers on the side. Smells good. Is also our September soap of the month. It has our September stamp. It has little mushrooms on it, which again, I felt really went well specifically with this soap because being inspired by the Shire and all the hobbits loving mushrooms, I was like, this is perfect. This will be our September baby soap. The soap name is Elf Kingdom. It is scented with essential oils only that has peppermint and spearmint essential oils, and it is inspired by all of the elves of Middle Earth. They are some of my favorite beings in the series, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys, I've only seen the movies. I haven't read the books. I'm the only one in my family who hasn't read the books. I couldn't get through it. I tried so hard. I really, really like all of the elves in the movies. This is specifically kind of more inspired by Lothlorien. I really liked the lights, all of the elves wearing pastel whenever Arwen is leaving to go to the Undying Lands. All of their cloaks are like silver and different shades of purple, and I just thought that that was beautiful. It does have a clear quartz on top and lots of glitter, mainly from the Good Glitter, and also mermaid tears glitter from Mad Micah's. Secret soap number 2 is called Barrel Rider. Now this is inspired by one of the scenes or chapters in The Hobbit where Bilbo Baggins and the dwarves escape in wine barrels down the river. I believe the original design was created in 2012. I really, really liked the idea of getting wine barrels. We had to buy a whole bunch of them. They are super, super detailed. They took really, really well to the soap. And obviously without them, the soap would have been absolutely nothing. So we're really, really pleased with that. The fragrance oil is Dancing Waters. This is a Bath & Body Works type duplication. It smells absolutely delightful. It's really clean, and it's probably a medium when it comes to scent strength. Now, the third soap is one of the more abstract designs. It was more conceptual than literal. The fragrance is actually our custom secret soap blend called Poseidon that's actually getting renamed a little later on this year, but it is one of our top selling fragrances. It was actually custom made by my husband Caleb. It is very, very strong. This is definitely like a high potency fragrance. I'll leave you all the fragrance notes on the screen as I'm talking about them, obviously. This is called The King and His Shadow. It is inspired by King Theoden of Rohan and Grima Wormtongue. So Grima Wormtongue is represented by the black, and it's trying to creep in to overtake kind of these colors of Rohan. I kind of just zoomed through the movie to make sure I was pulling colors that made sense. That to me was one of the most like striking moments in all of the movies, was Gandalf coming in and Theoden overcoming the dark magic kind of put on him by Grima and Saruman. That has always been a scene that has made me cry no matter what. Like, here I am talking about it. I'm trying not to miss stuff. I don't know why it's so touching to me, but seeing him come out of the fog and recognize his niece is just, oh, it'll get me right here. All right, next up we have our landscape soap. This is supposed to be of a sunrise. The fragrance is sweet orange chili pepper. I thought that would be fun considering these top colors, and it's a pretty mild fragrance. This is definitely on the gentler side. The name of this soap is Ere the Sun Rises, for once again King Theoden being on the final battlefront and giving all of these soldiers who are quaking in their boots at what they're about to have to charge this incredibly inspiring call to action. Again, this is one of the scenes that makes me cry, and my dad has always reminded me of Theoden because he's an amazing leader. And so one of the things I love most about my dad is his ability to rally people when things are very, very difficult. There's a line where Theoden says, "It's a sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises," and then he just starts yelling death, and it's so powerful because he's completely fearless in that moment. And again, it's all so sorry. It's always reminded me of my dad, and it's always just been one of those moments that has been impactful, and I'm so sorry. The soap is Ere the Sun Rises. It's probably, for sentimental reasons, my favorite in the collection. And finally, our remake of Demolition of the Ring. The fragrance is still Dragonfire and Brimstone. This was another one custom blended by Caleb. This is our #1 best-selling fragrance in all of my Diamond soaps, body lotions, and perfume oils. And I will say it is either a love it or hate it fragrance. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground. It's a little bit polarizing. It is a bit smoky. It has some apple in there, some kind of little bit of brown sugar, firewood. It's like this beautiful fall blend. I personally love it, and Caleb loves it. I've got people in my household who are like, ugh, no, give it away from me. Most of the people that get it really enjoy it. It is a stronger smell, and of course it has the one ring to rule them all, sinking into the fire for ultimate victory for all of the good people of Middle Earth. Really, really cool. I have had a lot of people send me pictures over the years who are super mega fans of LFTR and keep this kind of like in their collection. And yeah, that's why we keep remaking it, because people really like it. I really like the smell. It's a fun design. It's fun to mix it up. We'll probably bring it again next year. So that's it. Those are the 6 soaps in the 2021 Secret Soap series. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Special thanks to Natalia for designing the art at the end slate for us with the revealing elements to give you guys a clue in our puzzle. She is an absolutely fantastic artist. This is my 2nd year working with her. Also, a big thank you to to Kiana's Art for making the exclusive monthly sticker for this month. This is what it looks like. This is among my favorites. It's just super nice, and you can check her out in the description box below. I also just wanted to say a quick thank you to Shelly for helping me do the embeds this month. She was absolutely invaluable. She has listened to Lord of the Rings on audiobooks multiple times, so she kind of helped me tweak a few things and really, I think, kind of capture the essence of the whole Lord of the Rings thing. And also a big thank you, of course, to my parents for just being amazing people, for supporting me. For those of y'all who don't know, Royalty Soaps turns 10 this year, which continues, I'm already kind of emotional, but it continues to make me emotional because I'm just so grateful for every single one of you guys that has been supporting me over the years. I know some of y'all have been here since I was literally working outside in the shed at my parents' house, and all of that time, there have been key players that have always encouraged me and built me up. My parents, of course, being the top people. They're from the very beginning, and also my best friend Caroline. They're from the very beginning, always hyping me up. Anyways, all of the soaps you see today are available today, September 4th at royaltysoaps.com, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for everything. Just thank you for everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me for as long as you have. It's just, words fail me. They really do. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this whole series. Let me know if you guessed the theme correctly and on which video you guessed it. Please go out and do something fun for yourself today. Maybe that's watching Lord of the Rings. Maybe that's watching another, you know, family favorite that you have had all of your growing up years. I don't really care what you do. Just be sure you do something fun for yourself. I really mean that. You deserve it. Take some time. Whether that's, you know, I have other examples. Going and drinking a cold glass of water, because sometimes that's the most nice and refreshing thing. Maybe you need a new pair of shoes today. I don't know. Again, just do something fun for yourself, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, have an absolutely royal day, and bye for now. Meow. I wanted to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. Meow.